The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy James. So it's all good for you because it's all good for me. The 2018-2019 NBA season is underway, and many of the injured players from last season are coming back. So I figured, why not make a video giving my starting lineup for all the injured players from last season. Now, here's the criteria. My lineup will have notable players that played less than 50 games last year, and I'll project how well each player will do this upcoming season. So players like Lonzo Ball, Devin Booker, Stephen Curry, Rudy Gobert, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, and Jimmy Butler.
You go talk to your friends, talk to my friends, talk to me, but we are never, ever, ever...
Who I played slightly more than 50 games in 2017-2018 won't be talked about in the video. And before I get my lineup, if you're new and want some fire basketball content every Thursday afternoon in the East Coast from your boy James Safor, you may consider liking, subscribing, and hitting the bell for notifications. Also, thank you guys so much for supporting my last video. I really appreciate it. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, there will be a link in the description below, and there will also be an annotation on the upper right hand corner in the screen right now to check out that video. And now, the starting lineup for your 2017-2018 NBA injured players. Standing at 6'7", starting at shooting guard, he plays for the Toronto Raptors. It's the Claw, Kawhi Leonard. Now, before I give my projection about Kawhi Leonard and how well he'll do this season, the reason I put Kawhi at shooting guard is that Toronto should consider putting him in that position. The Raptors have many options to play small forward, including OJ Anunoby, Danny Green, and Norman Powell. Not to mention they need both DeLon Wright and Fred VanVleet to contribute off the bench. But referring back to Kawhi Leonard though, when he's healthy, he's a top 5 player in the league. Don't believe me? Okay. Number 1, LeBron James. Number 2, Stephen Curry. Number 3, Kevin Durant. Number 4, Anthony Davis. And number 5, Kawhi Leonard. What about James Harden? What about Giannis? Where's Westbrook? He averaged triple-double this season. We don't know basketball. Probably playing 9 games last year. Damn, I can't stand NBA fans sometimes. To explain, Kawhi's more of a complete player, hence the reason why I say he's a top 5 player in the league. He's a better defender than James Harden and a better shooter than Giannis Antetokounmpo. I don't need to pull up a stupid stat sheet to show that this is the fact. Plus, since he's with the Raptors, a team that was the first seed in the Eastern Conference last year, he could be averaging around, let's say, 25 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals. This is something that only, this is going to be a long list. Rick Barry, Larry Bird, Kobe Bryant, Stephen Curry, Clyde Drexler, LeBron James, Chris Mullin, Dwayne Wade, Russell Westbrook, and last but not least, Michael Jordan has done. That is an elite company of 11 players that Kawhi has a chance to join this year. Lastly, if the NBA had a Comeback Player of the Year award, like they have in the NFL, he would definitely be in consideration to win that. And since Kawhi played the small forward position for a majority of his career, let's talk about another small forward. Standing at 6'8", starting at small forward, he's the best damn white player in the NBA besides Brian Scalabrine. It's Zay's favorite player, Gordon Hayward. It's weird because before his injury, many people, including myself, thought that Hayward was arguably a top 5 small forward in the league. Hell, there was a bit of debate about who was the better player between Hayward or Paul George. But since his horrendous ankle injury, we aren't even sure how good he can be. This is due to the fact that never mind. I think Hayward is fine. The Celtics are going to need his veteran presence regardless. This is due to the fact that Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown both need a mentor, even though they both are going to be all-stars in the foreseeable future. Although Hayward may not drop 20 points a game as he did in Utah or become an all-star, it's still a blessing to see Hayward back in action. I'm estimating at around 17 points and 4 rebounds a game for him because he'll sacrifice his stats so his team can win games. This is something similar to what Ray Allen did when he was traded to Boston from Seattle in 2007. Personally, he's one of those players I like watching because of the ability to score everywhere around the court. And here's what NBA YouTuber Legend of Winning said about Hayward.
as Gordon Hayward is way more than just somebody who just stands in the corner and knocks down the 3 ball. He's someone that feels comfortable attacking the basket, he can handle the ball, and he's a solid distributor as well.
Before mentioning the next player on the lineup, Hayward is in the best position to not try so hard to win games because he has a great supporting cast around him. Now we go from a white player to a European player, and it's the best player in my favorite team. Standing at 7'3", starting at power forward, he's half human, he's half unicorn. It's Kristaps Porziņģis. On February 6, 2018, Porziņģis tore his ACL against the Milwaukee Bucks at Madison Square Garden. Then exactly 320 days later, on Christmas Day 2018, Porziņģis is expected to return to action against the Milwaukee Bucks on MSG. It will be a good storyline because all Knicks fans will get an early Christmas present, something I don't get. But on a serious note, it's a little concerning because Porziņģis came from an injury that can either make or break a player. However, when you take into account that he's only 23 years old and is already considered one of the best power forwards in the league, that proves that he'll get back to being a unicorn that he's known to be. And remember when I said Porziņģis may return on Christmas Day? Well, the Knicks will play 32 games before that Christmas matchup against the Bucks, which means the Knicks will probably have a record of, let's say, 10-22, and they'll suck big time.
Pause.
Not to mention, Porziņģis may play less than 50 games this year and rejoin this lineup next year. But in terms of stats, expect Porziņģis to have a slight decline with 20 points per game along with 5 rebounds. Now, the next player on the lineup. Standing at 6'4", starting at point guard, he's a double-double machine. It's Optimus Dime, John Wall. And here's what John Wall said about people saying he parties too much. I asked him the same thing. You got a 9 to 5. What do you do after your 9 to 5? You're not gonna sit in the house all day, are you? I'm a grown-ass man. I can do what I want to. I know what I do and bring to the table, and that's 110% effort. I know how hard I work on my game, and I'm going to enjoy my life. I'm not gonna stay at home and be boring all day. The reason I put this quote here is because he said this back in October of this year, and it shows that Wall is willing to put in the work to get back to his MVP potential despite the knee injury that he sustained. But at the same time, he wants to entertain himself. Myself, that's a style that I hope to have someday, but enough of me. Realistically, Wall can average around 20 points and 10 assists like he's capable of doing, but Dwight Howard is going to be a locker room cancer like always, thus the Wizards may miss the playoffs because of that. Side note, if Dwight Howard did not want to do pick rolls with James Harden, what makes you think he'll want to do them with John Wall? Well, in terms of statistics, Wall's going to average 20 points and 10 assists like he's capable of doing, and now John Wall's former teammate in Kentucky. Standing at 6'11", starting at center, the man in the middle, clap it up for the emotional lesbian, DeMarcus Cousins. I see him having his worst season since his rookie season, where he was averaging 14.1 points, 8.6 rebounds. Actually, scratch that. He'll probably do worse than that. DeMarcus will simply win his ring, then leave Golden State during the 2019 offseason. Who knows, he'll probably just join another super team and win another ring there. Cousins will basically change teams like Shaq at this point, but his Achilles injury is still a concern. If you look at my video entitled "Did DeMarcus Ruin the NBA?", I said that Memo occurred at an Achilles injury and it ruined his career. But with or without Cousins, Golden State still could three-peat. If I'm Cousins, I wouldn't play into the playoffs. And to reiterate, Cousins could average, let's say, 13 points and 7 rebounds this year. Even though Cousins is capable of nearly doubling those aforementioned statistics, the Warriors will still have the best center since their amazing 6 consecutive years of making the playoffs from 2013 to present. Yes, even better than Andrew Bogut, Festus Ezeli, Murray Space, JaVale McGee, and Zaza Pachulia, due to the fact that Cousins gives the Warriors floor spacing, inside scoring, and another presence that teams need to pay attention to.
I just hoping that you bust it like a pistol, 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 hope you bust it like a pistol, 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 hope you bust it like